Hi there, I'm David Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild, and today we're going to take a look at a very popular miniature set, and that is the Icons of the Realms Boneyard. Now these miniatures have been out for a while now, but these things are amazing, and I just now got around to actually making a video about it, and I gotta tell you, I think this is going to be around for a while, because usually when they put out a set of miniatures for Icons of the Realms, usually it sticks around for a while for reorder, and it's pretty easy to get them. So I definitely encourage you to stick around and watch this video, see all the cool stuff that comes out of here, and then run down to your local FLGS and get some, because this stuff is flying off the shelves. This stuff's amazing. All right, so let's crack this brick open and check it out. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and open up the Boneyard, and we'll take a look at what I've got. Now, during this video, actually up here in the upper left-hand corner, I'm actually going to go ahead and put the video of me actually opening the Boneyard, so you can see that I actually did crack it from a sealed case. But right now, while that plays, right here, I'm going to show you exactly what I got inside. So let's take a look at the breakdown. Okay, so if you get this set, there's going to be a lot of really cool undead, and we're going to start out with all our smaller base creatures first. And this right here is Crawling Hand, and of course I think a lot of people are going to want a bunch of these crawling hands because this is going to be a nice horde creature. You're going to have a bunch of them, and you can really play this for a creep factor, I think, if you do it right. So the Crawling Hand, and this also, just like all these miniatures now have, they have a clear base, which I think is a really smart thing that they did. All right, next we've got a Will-o'-the-Wisp, and this is one of the nicest Will-o'-the-Wisps that I've seen in a while, and I just love the translucent kind of yellowy orange, and it really catches the light. Even when it's just kind of static, you kind of move around a little bit, and the light just bounces around inside those orbs beautifully. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we have a Deathlock, and a lot of these guys are going to be out of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, so these are pretty awesome. Now Deathlock, you can see here, he's casting what looks like to be a mage hand, and he's a pretty neat looking character. He could almost pass as for a player character, actually, if somebody wanted to use him as such. Okay, next we got this creepy kind of looking guy. Man, he is, boy, that face, that's kind of unsettling actually, even though there's not much to it. Very, very unsettling. What is this guy? He is a Dread Warrior. Well, he's pretty cool, and actually you could probably use him in a modern horror game as maybe a crazed masked killer with maybe some kind of special effect or spectral effect around him. That is cool looking. Oh, that's neat. Oh, you don't see these too often. A Skeletal Dwarf. Oh man, that's great. And here it's just got a marked as skeleton, but you don't see too many dwarven skeletons. There's not enough of these guys, and when you're exploring ruins deep within the mountains, you're liable to come across a ton of these guys. What else we have here? Oh, is this a Demi Lich? It sure is. Oh man, now not to be confused with the Flame Skull, but you could definitely use this guy as either a Flame Skull or Demi Lich. But look at that. Oh man, that is so beautiful. And they could have skimped on this sculpt, but they did a really good job. And I love how nowadays they're really trying to make their miniatures bigger, even if it's a smaller one like this. And impressive. That's really cool. Okay. Ooh. What ancient tomb would be complete without a mummy? Now, I'm not overly impressed with this mummy. He's a little on the thin side, but I guess a desiccated corpse would be. And he's pretty cool. You can see he's got some gold accoutrements there. He's definitely creepy with some of his body parts sticking out. But I think they could have done just a little bit better on this guy, but all in all, not too bad. Even his tilt, sometimes in a miniature, they just get that way in the box. But I actually don't mind the tilt because I think it's actually kind of intentional, because it just gives him more of that mummy factor, that undead kind of wobble. Looks pretty cool though. Now this guy, I don't recall this guy. He's like some kind of weird zombie with a big tumor. Let's see what it says here. Drowned Assassin. Well, that's interesting. I'm not too familiar with the Drowned Assassin. You could play him a number of different ways, I suspect, though. All in all, so far, the detail's really good on these guys. Ooh, this has got to be a vampire. Yep, vampire spawn. Yeah, he's pretty cool looking. Not too bad. You could actually, because of the way he is, you could actually make him a zombie as well if you needed to. Get kind of double duty out of him. Oh, this is a cool one. This is a one that I think a lot of people will be after. This is actually a Poltergeist. Let me see if I got that right. Yep, Poltergeist. Look, it's got the table flying up off the floor. It's got a decanter or a goblet and a candle all flying off the table. Man, this is cool. Someone actually showed me one that they got out of their box last week, and I traded for it. Oh, man, I got another one. This is so, so awesome. You'll probably be seeing this one again in one of my miniature videos. Oh, that's cool. That is really neat. What a lot of detail. What a lot of action going on. Ah, and this needed a resculpt. This is the, I think, a Spectre? Yeah, Spectre. Boy, they needed to resculpt this guy bad because the first one wasn't that good, and that was way back, I think, Monster Menagerie or one of those earlier menageries. But, man, he's really good. Now, what you can't see here is he's actually pretty translucent. He's really dark, but once you get him out on the table, and because of the way my lighting is, he doesn't look quite that good, but he is actually pretty neat. Wow, I like him. Okay, see, we got here, we got a, I believe this is a, he looks like a ghoul, but he is actually a ghast, which is a more powerful ghoul, if I'm not mistaken. Followed up by the actual ghoul itself. Yep, sure enough, I got a ghast and a ghoul. Not too bad, although really in a pinch, you could honestly use them both as ghasts or both as ghouls. Or, even furthermore, because of the color of their skin, you could just call them zombies if you had to use them for such. Alright, let's see. Ooh, this is awesome. Ho ho ho, this is one of the neatest ones I've seen in a while. Avatar of Death. And there is actually, I believe you can generate one using the Deck of Many Things. And look at him, he's got the hourglass. I didn't even notice like he had the hourglass. He's got a spectral scythe, he's flying through the air. This is a really nice one. I know there was a cool Pathfinder Grim Reaper, but ooh, this guy looks cool. Yeah. I love all the extra motion they're getting in some of their miniatures now. Pretty good stuff. All right. And then we've got a Slod. A gray Slod, am I right? Oh, Death Slod, my bad. Death Slod is gray. So, but a Death Slod, look at him. Slod are pretty hideous, and they're very insidious. And their life cycle is pretty detrimental to players if they become a part of it. Oh, man. God, he's bulky. For a medium-sized creature, he's got some bulk to him. All right, and then before I get to the duplicates, we're going to show the Death Knight. This guy is been sought after by a lot of people so far. He's really cool. I can't remember if there's two different poses for this guy, but he is really cool. Look at that Death Knight. Oh, man. And you could use him, honestly, as a player character, an NPC, without him actually being a Death Knight. But, yeah, he's pretty cool. You can just make out his beady red eyes staring at you soullessly from underneath his helmet. Pretty nice. Okay, and now I actually have the last 4 medium-sized minis are actually all duplicates. And here I have a pair of zombies. Yep, just regular ordinary zombies. They kind of look like Goliath zombies potentially, or maybe just big human zombies. Pretty gory looking, although just almost, it's definitely pretty gory. I don't think the camera quite does him justice. Get him a little closer there, maybe you can see it, just a bit more of the detail. Almost looks a little clowny because of the way the red is on them for the blood, but they're still pretty wicked. And, you know, I'm not too worried that I got a pair of them. Matter of fact, anything in this set, you know, I don't think having a pair is too bad. Like these skeletons, these skeletal archers, it's always nice to have more than one. And if you're trying to tell the difference between different miniatures, then all I have to do is paint the base or number the bases. I've seen people do that before. I like to paint my bases. Like in this case, I've got 2 of them. I'd leave one clear, paint the other one. And then if I got a third, I'd paint the base yet another color. Okay, so my third set of duplicates are the, what do we got here? The Sword Wraith Warrior. I don't know too much about these guys, but you could easily use them as ghosts or any other spectral creature you needed to. You could even use these guys as an invisible NPC or player character. And I got a pair of these guys. Pretty neat. I'm always looking for ghosts and spirits to populate my games with. There we go. The fourth set of duplicates I got are actually, what are these guys? Oh, Phantom Warriors. Okay. Again, you could use them as actual Phantom Warriors, or you could use them as ghosts or other spectral creatures of the night. Or even invisible party members if you wanted to. I don't know what all this extra stuff is. Probably like ectoplasm coming up. This probably wouldn't be as good to use as an invisible character just because it's got all that extra stuff. But still, not too bad. Okay, so there I've got my 4 duplicates. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now for my 5th duplicate, my 5th and only duplicate, is actually one of the huge size creatures. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to push all these guys out of the way. And I think having 5 duplicates is not that bad out of any of these sets. So we have the Juvenile Kraken. These guys are wicked looking. Look at how cool these guys are. And quite frankly, man, I really kind of want to use them for stuff other than a Juvenile Kraken. I don't see too many times where I would use a Juvenile Kraken, although considering I've got the miniatures, I would probably use them for something. But these guys just seem so cool. I kind of feel like I'd want to use them as a stand-in for an aboleth or something else. I don't know. These guys are just so cool. And I got 2 of them. I was really happy. Someone else pulled some, and he pulled 1, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool to get 1, and I ended up with 2, and I just think they're neat. What a cool design. What a really cool design. Okay. Ochre Jelly. Not enough oozes, and I love the look of this. Oh, wow. Nice, clear, translucent. I'd seen one years ago where they actually had the black skeleton of someone, the blackened skeleton of someone inside. And even though this doesn't have that extra detail, it looks really good. It's got a small tendril here and a big one reaching out to consume you. Nice. Next we have an ogre. Is it ogre zombie? Ogre zombie. Ooh, now he looks really good. I do like the look of him. Very nicely done. Lots of wounds, lots of decay. And he's still pretty fresh. You can see his organs hanging out. Pretty oozy. I'm glad they actually... He's oozy, black, and bruisey. It just came to me. I like that they didn't use too much blood on him, too much red, because I think he would have come out looking kind of clowny, like these guys. Almost too much. Actually, with these guys right here, I would probably go back in and try to darken that up and change it up just a little bit with some paint. It kind of distracts me, that's all. But what a cool looking guy. Of course, you notice you kind of sense a theme. For all these, they're all kind of cool looking. And really, honestly, they are. Just like this giant, hill giant skeleton. Let me see if I got that right. It is a hill giant skeleton. Look at that. That is awesome. Yeah, hill giant skeleton. How cool is that? I tell you, these sculpts, they just keep getting better and better. And the paint job's pretty good. I remember a while back during one of the menageries, it seemed like the paint jobs, you know, you get a box that was really good, then you get another box where everything's kind of splotchy. But so far, I've seen just really good things. All right. Now this. Oh, man, I saw somebody crack this open. This is a black pudding. And, of course, this is an elder black pudding. Look how big he is. Look how big of a space in there you can put character. I mean, you could put a couple of characters if you wanted to. Easy. Man, he is swallowing these guys up. I mean, this guy is gigantic. I mean, he's still, let's see, what was that, a huge size base? But man, he is so cool. And what an impressive piece to put down. So threatening and ominous. I mean, the ochre jelly is definitely threatening and dangerous. But to see this black pudding crashing over as a wave towards your characters, yep, I think that'll make anybody run. Plus, I think black pudding is one of the more deadly ones, at least in my book anyways. All right, I got 2 left. Let's see what we got. This thing, I don't even know what this is. I seen it one time in the book, and then I skipped right over it. Thought, nah, they'll never have a cool miniature of that. Look at this thing. It is a, I can't even read it now. Oh, this is skittering horror. Okay, it's a skittering horror. Look at that thing. Yeah, that'll give you nightmares. Look at the detail on that thing. You could find this thing on the bottom of the ocean, along a coastline, in a dark cave. It could crawl out from underneath an old manor house. Oh, man. That is awesome. This is very Lovecraftian right here with all the tentacles and the spiky bits. You know, it's kind of pseudo-humanoid, but kind of crustacean as well, and almost looks like it's got roots growing out of the back, because they don't quite look like, they're not quite spikes. I sense motion out of these things, and they're not quite tentacles, but they're more like roots. It's really weird. Man, oh. Imagine those tentacles slurping around the head of one of your player characters and just sucking it right off. Okay, let's move on. Last one. Okay, this thing is wild. Now, if you thought you weren't going to get a miniature of one of these, look at this thing. Oh, this is supposed to be a deformed god, a deformed newborn god, something like that. Really weird. This is an, what is that? Atropol. Whoa, look at all the extra detail. Got the tentacles here on the bits of weird celestial umbilical cord or something. Look at that thing. It's kind of really hard to really make it out. It's just so gooey and gory looking. They didn't overdo it. Had the sculpt that's clean, and it just, the detail, and then in some cases lack of detail. Oh man, really awesome. And I love how they got this clear piece in the back, got it up, floating up off the base. Oh yeah. And this thing is pretty powerful too, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty high up there in the CR. It's definitely not something your players definitely do not want to tangle with. Wow. Okay, so let's kind of quick look through exactly what I got again. We'll just kind of take a look at the Atropol, Skittering Horror, Black Pudding, Hill Giant Zombie, got my baby Krakens, Ogre Zombie, Ochre Jelly. Let's see, we got all my different Wraiths, Demi Lich, Poltergeist, Skeleton, Will-O-Wisps, Ghast, Ghoul, Mummy, a couple of my Skeleton Archers, a couple more of the zombies there, the Death Slad, Spectre, which again, really nice to have a resculpt on him. Got that little itty bitty little crawling hand, Deathlock, another vampire spawn. What was this thing? Dread Warrior. Got a Avatar of Death, which is by far one of the really, really cool medium creatures of the set. This weird tumor-looking thing, which they call a Drowned Assassin. And last but not least, the Death Knight. And you can really see his little red beady eyes in there. Let's see. Kind of zoom it in there. Yep, not too bad. Cool. All right, so that's all my miniatures from the Boneyard. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get yourself some and you add some of these really great horrors to your next game to aggravate and completely crush and destroy your players. All right, so that's my look at Dungeons & Dragons' new Icons of the Realms Boneyard. I gotta tell you, really cool miniatures. If you're looking to stock up on your undead, this is the set to do it. And there's still some really cool stuff in there other than undead. And if you buy a brick of these things, you're guaranteed to get a really nice spread. Again, only 5 duplicates in the whole thing. And that was very similar to Fangs and Talons I opened up. I had like 5 or 6 duplicates. And in that one, I think I had 2 large creatures that were duplicates. And then the rest were the small to medium creatures were duplicates, some of them. And then this one, I had, of course, only 1 large or huge-sized creature, which was a duplicate, which was nice. And that only I don't like having the bigger ones being duplicates, because usually I'm not going to be using duplicates of those larger, huge creatures, whereas I'm always going to be searching out duplicates for medium and small size creatures, because typically the CRs are lower and I'm going to want more. Okay, but other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I certainly enjoyed making it for you, and I guess I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. I'm David Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild. I'm telling you to stay safe, play great games, and I'll see you real soon.